So mobile gaming and esports has established itself as the de facto form of gaming in regions like Latin America and Southeast Asia. And games like Free Fire and PUBG Mobile and Mobile Legends have huge tournaments and leagues that attract competitors from all around the world and have world finals that rival productions like League of Legends and CSGO. And platforms like Facebook and YouTube have catered to regional audiences, so they have lots of mobile streamers and content creators broadcasting to more and more viewers every day. So in this edition of The Lab, we're going to talk about how you can broadcast mobile games, both personally and in an esports broadcast. So the first method of capturing your mobile games is the tried and true method is with the capture card. So with your mobile device, you're going to buy a dongle that's going to convert like USB-C or Lightning to HDMI. You're going to want to buy one that also has a charging port because mobile games tend to drain the battery pretty fast. And connect it to your capture card. Now you might see an error for HDCP. This is copyright protection. This is usually triggered by apps like Netflix or YouTube. So try to disable those and then run your game. If you still see it, you'll probably have to buy what's known as an HDCP stripper. Now, be careful with this knowledge. Remember what McGruff taught us, keep things legal and don't do anything shady with this. But anyway, once you connect this, you'll have a feed going. Now, this is a pretty solid method of doing this, but there's a lot of cables. If any of them comes loose, then you lose a signal. And it's a lot to deal with, especially if you're actually playing on the device as well. So let's talk about the next method. So the next method is basically based around screencasting your phone's display to your computer via your Wi-Fi network. So there's a lot of different apps like Elgato ScreenLink and Air Server. And basically what this does is you install an app on your PC, then you make sure your PC and your phone are on the same Wi-Fi network. And then you'll basically AirPlay or Screencast or Mirrorcast or Google Cast your phone's display to your PC. You'll see it pop up in the software. And then you use XSplit Broadcaster to screen capture, and there you go, there you have it. Now this is handy because it's Wi-Fi, so you don't need any cables connected. You still should have a charger connected because this is gonna drain your battery, but it's a lot easier and a lot more flexible to use. The only drawback is that, it's based on the congestion on your network. So if there's a zillion devices connected or a lot of interference, your video can be choppy, or if you have a lot of things going on. And make sure you're close to your router. The closer you are to the router, the better the video quality will be. And also there's a slight delay here, so if you want to have like a face cam, you might have to delay it a bit. It varies from software to software, but it's a lot cheaper than buying a capture card and all this extra hardware to do it in the previous method. So let's say you're planning to broadcast a Wild Rift League or a PUBG Mobile League. You're probably thinking, okay, do I have to capture like 10 to 20 to 30, 60 different devices to be able to broadcast a tournament? Well, thankfully, no, the esports gods have blessed us in this realm, and a lot of these different games have their own spectator or observer mode. Now, of course, you can run this on a mobile device and capture it using the previous methods, but the best option in this case is actually to use an emulator. There's emulators like Nox Player and Game Loop, and of course, BlueStacks is probably the most popular. These are all Android emulators. And you use these to run the game, set up an account, launch the spectator mode, and then you're gonna basically send this to the main production PC. So the way we do this is you run your emulator and then you screen capture or use gameplay capture in XSplit Broadcaster to take the screen. Make sure you disable the mouse cursor because you don't want to see this on the main production PC. And once you have it laid out in XSplit Broadcaster, you're actually gonna use projector mode and project out this output to the main switching PC. So now you have a nice clean gameplay feed. Now you're probably wondering, why don't I just use an emulator for playing mobile games in general? Well, you don't want to do this. Most of these games have a detection for emulators, and what they'll either do is not let you play in a multiplayer game, or they'll send you in like an emulator only lobby with other players that are on an emulator. So definitely don't do this if you're planning to play these games competitively. Use the methods that I mentioned before. So that's pretty much it for streaming mobile games. Let us know if you have any questions about any of the methods we explained in the comments. And give a like if this video was helpful, and subscribe if you're now going to show people how big of a whale you are in Genshin Impact. Thanks for watching.